Hello and what's up everyone, Thunderbob here, and tonight I am checking out some Diablo 2 Resurrected. I am playing a character that I have covered once before. This is a Dragon Paladin. I was asked to check this out again and to test it out in a Player 8 difficulty, which I did not do during the original run, so I thought I would do that now. The Dragon Paladin is named based on the dragon rune words that you utilize to get the Holy Fire aura. This character is also a Holy Fire or an Oradin, depending on who you ask. You use Hand of Justice as well, so you get level 14, level 16 Holy Fire aura, using this for the Crushing Blow and Deadly Strike, High Lord's Wrath, Gore Riders, Volcathos, Arachnids, Raven Frost for the Cannot Be Frozen, and some cool crafted gloves for increased attack, speed, life, Crushing Blow. It's pretty much the same setup as last time. I changed my charms just a little bit to get one plus to skill to offensive so I could have maxed out conviction. I did respec before. I did not have this maxed out, and it was pointed out to me that it's actually beneficial to get it all the way up to the 150%. So I've rearranged things just a little bit. I've maxed out conviction. I've maxed out Zeal and Sacrifice, which were almost maxed out before. Since I'm in Player 8, I kind of want to see going max damage, how I do, and if I have some trouble survivability, which I didn't have much trouble last time. I may change a few things out. I've got 1 point down into Holy Shield. I've got enough dexterity to max out my block with this setup. And then this works with Holy Fire, but you don't actually put any points into it. You're basically just using the Holy Fire from your skills. My understanding is that this skill tree Holy Fire does not stack with the item-based Holy Fire. So you don't benefit from putting points in here, but you do from putting it into Resist Fire and Salvation. So I've maxed those two. In the previous run, they had 1 point all the way down to Redemption, which is a nice if you're running low on health or mana. I didn't really have much trouble with keeping those up last time, so I didn't go that route. I may change things up later. Vigor's really nice just to get some movement speed because I'm not running Enigma on this setup. But we're going to see how this does in Player 8 difficulty. And try to kill Andariel and maybe go check out some of the other areas and just see how successful it is. So we'll jump right in. And I have up to brightness just a little bit. I've noticed and had some complaints that some areas are just so dark it's sometimes hard to see. So let me know if this is better or worse. I think having the brightness up too high can wash out. You know, I didn't turn on Players 8. There we go. Can wash out the graphics just a little bit, so I don't always go with it. And of course those are fire immune. But Conviction can deal with the immunity for the most part. Plus the Mercenary has Reaper's Toll, so you get Decrepify on there as well. I know there's that thing where the enemy's levels are set when you encounter them. I think these are Player 8, but it's hard to know. I am ripping through them right now. I also did take off the Hellfire Charm because the proc on it it's overpowering to the point where you can barely see what's going on. And it also really tanks the FPS while I'm recording. I think that's something that they've addressed with the beta, but at least in the alpha, which I'm using to check out some of these builds, it still has some issues. And if there are any specific builds you want to see, check out the playlist. I've got a ton on there, but if there's something I haven't covered, something out there, something strange or interesting, let me know. I'm always kind of looking for new builds to test out, stuff I haven't seen or played before. So I'm always interested. Leave me a comment or shoot me an email. And if you have a save file even, send me the save file. That would just save me some time. But if not, let me know kind of the basics of it, and I will do my best to put it together. Let's just see performance I'm getting. And the alpha actually, I don't know why I went back down this hallway. I'm not paying enough attention. The beta actually had some improved performance over the alpha, but I think they pared the graphics back on a few effects a little bit. I kind of hope they have like some toggles in there where you can, you know, depending on your setup. I'm running a 3080, and if I could max it out, I'd prefer to go that route. But then again, if my performance starts to stutter, you know, I would definitely lower the graphics versus have worse performance. I miss Enigma already. But this is just tearing up right now. You know, a lot of the damage is from the Zeal, but a good amount of it is from those Holy Fire auras. It's adding, you know, at least... in the other video, actually, I showed a chart that shows you, like, Tesladin versus an Oradin, and, like, how much each of those auras does. I'll try to link it below. But the periodic damage is actually pretty low on Holy Fire. But when you get it really maxed out, the damage it adds to your attack is pretty noticeable. It's not quite as much as Holy Shock, but I'd say it's comparable. So yeah, this is definitely player 8, and I'm still it's doing pretty well. Is it the fastest build? No. I think the Tesladin, or maybe even the hybrid Oradin that I covered, is a little bit quicker. But, oh man, that's so many Hydras. I love that. There's actually a build that I've been wanting to test out. It's like a Bear Sorceress that uses the Hydra proc to get some extra damage. I don't think it's that amazing. Like, the proc actually isn't as good. The Hydra proc isn't as good as you might think, but it looks like a ton of fun. This build actually did better in player 8 than I was expecting. Rare Rain. Rune. No Overburden. Why did I pick those up? Mid-rune. Okay. Let's just see how horrible... It's got lifesteal. And some resist. I mean, not bad for 35. If I found that in the beta, I would have been happy. Yeah. Couldn't use it, but... so we're in players 8 still. I'm gonna go into somewhere with a little bit more sun. Maybe we'll go check out, like, maybe like the Lost City, though I don't remember if I finished the quest on this guy or not. Oops. Had Vengeance go in there for a second. Should probably recast my Holy Shield as well. I don't know if I like the look of the Holy Shield here. I didn't look at it in the beta to see if they changed it, but here it was just kind of like floating in front of your shield. And the original, if memory serves me right, it actually changed like the shield you were holding. I gotta say this build is holding up pretty well. I definitely pushed more on the damage side, like I could have gone with a little bit more points into like Holy Shield, a little bit more defense and stuff, but I kind of wanted to see how successful I could be with just pushing my damage as much as possible. And I killed my Merc. Not cool. I hate that next hit bug. just gonna kill here for another minute or two, see if I can run in any more big packs. But overall, I'd say this is pretty successful. More so than I was maybe expecting. Like, the Dragon Paladin always seemed to be a little bit weaker than the other variations, but it's holding its own right now. Even with the fire immune guys, my conviction, along with the, you know, partial physical damage I'm doing, is definitely doing enough. Now this is not a cheap build, obviously. If you're going for, you know, Dragon Paladin using the rune words, these are not super cheap. Look at them again. Sir Lo Soul, and then you got Hand of Justice, Sir Cham Am Lo. Most of the other stuff, you know, it's fairly rare uniques, but not in the same ballpark as some of the rune words. Because this obviously isn't going to be a build like I'm aiming for day one or anything. But if I become, you know, rich in Diablo 2, this might be a build I would go to down the road. I would maybe go for the Tesladin first. I just prefer Holy Shock a little bit more. But this is totally working. And the Hydras, even though they're not contributing that much, like, it's fun just to see 30 Hydras on your screen. What level Hydras are these? I can't remember. Stop attacking me. Isn't it from... Okay, that's Blaze, that's Meteor. Oh, okay, it is from the Dragon. Yeah. So it's level 15. So 22% chance of a level 15 Hydra. Which, without synergies, of course, it's not going to do a lot of damage. That's why I want to test it out on a Bear Sorceress, because you could actually... with a Bear Sorceress, you've got points in your Fire Mastery. So they would actually... You could potentially have more and higher damaging Hydras out on a Bear Sorceress running the Dream setup than you would on an actual Hydra Sorceress. So that's something I want to try out a little later. But I think I'll end it here. If there is anything you want to see, like I mentioned, let me know. I'll be happy to test it out. The full release is fast approaching, and I do plan to do a fair bit more coverage. I've got a video I'm putting together of like my favorite builds, kind of the builds that I'm planning to go with each character, and a couple other odds and ends. And then when the game comes out, I'm definitely going to be playing. I've taken a couple of days off of work and rearranging my schedule so I can really try to get a head start on the game. I'll probably have some stuff up day one and probably do some videos of like my progress in the ladder, or not the ladder, in release, and then later when ladder comes out. I'm actually thinking about trying some hardcore ladder and seeing how successful I can be there, and I'll talk about that more in my video about my favorite builds. But yeah, keep an eye out for that stuff. I'm gonna end it here. Again, thank you for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this, think about subscribing, and have a good night, everyone.